All right, a very good evening and welcome one and all to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And it is a day when the juniors will get all the attention. Let's quickly welcome everybody. Jay is here saying hi. Then we have a message by Sagar. Very good evening to you as well. Itesh, very good evening to you. I need your active participation. Yesterday as well, Itesh, I was looking for some answers from you, but you know what? I was a little disappointed to get very few replies from you. Nachiket Patel is soon, I think, becoming one of our regular viewers. Welcome, Nachiket. Thank you for joining in. Mohit is here. Big hello. Vyang is here. Hello, Vyang. Thank you so much for the greeting. Chinmay, how are you? Now, Chinmay, I believe that you are a Chandrakant Patkar student. I've got some surprise for the Chandrakant Patkar guys. I think we have got a few students from that school. Chinmay said that the thumbnail is excellent. Yes, that's the same one we used 2 days ago because it's the part 2. Whenever we do this series, we will have that same thing. Yatharth saying very good evening, sir. Yatharth here, which is fantastic. Even Mohit likes that. He says nice thumbnail, totally OP. Purvesh is here. Purvesh, hello. Good to see kiddos typing messages. It's always good. Granth Utekar is here on time today. I want to appreciate that. Granth, it is excellent practice. Keep up the good work. Pooja ma'am is here. She is also on time today. Yesterday she was also late. Very well done, guys. You are impressing me. Rayan Shinamdar is here. Look at so many members joining in and a big, plus from me or thumbs up from me for all of this. Okay. Hitesh, well, we are joined in by Jasmeet as well. I think Jasmeet was the one who probably was in one of my live seminars that I took. Correct me if I am, wrong, Jasmeet. Otherwise, I think my memory serves me well. Yatharth also likes the thumbnail. It says overpowered. Itesh, meanwhile, says that yesterday's positions were tough. Really? Were they so tough that you could not participate? I doubt that. And now today we will continue with the part 2. So let's get straight with the topic at hand. There are 10 positions that we will do. We are going to build up the positions from what we will see on the screen is the checkmate position. We are going to build the game from the start, and don't worry, I will be with you, so in between I can sort of do the fill in the blanks. Don't worry about it. More importantly, enjoy the session. It's a session that you will enjoy. Yes, the moderator is welcoming Jasmeet Rathod. Jasmeet is one of my attendees at that particular chess seminar, so thank you so much for joining. And I'll soon tell you what the surprise is for the Patkar students. As I said, I'll give you a clue. We've been doing this for the last 2 to 3 days. Something that is happening, same is probably expected. We have Dishen also with us. Yes, Jasmeet, I am right, and Jasmeet acknowledges that. He says, yes, he was in that chess workshop. Welcome to the lecture. Keep attending and you're going to learn, okay? Yes, here is the big surprise. This is Vibhuti, and Vibhuti, by the way, is a 7th standard girl. And everybody, big shout out to Vibhuti. She is in Chandrakant Patkar School 7th standard. Please remember, 7th standard. That's why I said Chinmay, maybe Samartha, Avdut, all you guys, maybe even Saurish. Yeah, Saurish Hadkar is also here and he probably knows Vibhuti. She is 7th in the 7th standard. A big hello to Abhir as well. Abhir is here. So Vibhuti, you're welcome. Yes, there it is. Jai, who is one of the moderators in the chat. Welcome, Vibhuti. By the way, I'm told that she knows how the chess pieces move, but she has to definitely learn quite a lot. She will enjoy the session today. Okay. Fine then, let's get started, guys, as I told you already. So this is what our first position for today is. And I told you not to worry. Yes, let me adjust the board. Yes, I am there with you. Don't worry about it. And this is the first position. We'll go from game number 5 to game number 14. That is what our target is for today. What do you think? This is the checkmate that you see here already. This knight has given a check to the king. It's already checkmate. By the way, time to take some notes. Whenever the king has no space to go anywhere because of his own pieces, is known as a smothered mate. So such a position is known as a smothered checkmate. This is checkmate. It's a knight check. A pawn cannot take the knight because of the queen. So that pawn is pinned. You can see here. Otherwise, there will be a check by the queen. The king has nowhere to go because of the bishop, the pawns, and the knight and the queen. This is known as smothered mate. That is making it very clear. So basically, what I'm saying is, whenever we have a position where the king can't move anywhere because of his own pieces. Because of his own pieces. The king is surrounded by his own pieces. And that is what we refer to as a smothered checkmate. Meanwhile, everybody is welcoming Vibhuti to the hub. And she is friends with Rutu, I believe. So it's a great addition. There are a lot of people who are joining us. Look at that. She's saying, thank you, sir. By the way, I would like to ask, is anyone familiar with Vibhuti? I'm still waiting for Chinmay to answer that. Vibhuti, what you can also do is probably type in your division. Maybe there are a lot of Chandrakant Patkar guys. Maybe you can type the division. There are people who would know you. Nonetheless, I hope that you are taking notes, because what we agreed yesterday, if you remember, is towards the last 5 minutes, we are going to do some revision of what we studied in today's lecture. The first thing that we studied today, whenever the king cannot go anywhere because of his own pieces, you call it as smothered mate. Exactly what you see here. What is it that you see here? The king cannot go anywhere because of his own pieces. And as checkmate, why can't the pawn take the knight? Because of the queen, and that is pinned. It's called absolutely pinned, that pawn on e2. Okay, so let's have this placed properly. So I think the first move, I know this because I'm a Alakine defense player. So that is the reason why I think I'll really know this. By the way, let me just pull that up again. Somebody in the seniors, okay, just go ahead and actually kindly go ahead and type the definition of smothered mate or something like that. Just kindly do that, because I'm telling you, this is important. Somebody do that. Yeah, back to the point, and I was saying that I know this because I'm Alakine defense player, so I have no doubt that e4 knight f6 goes first. And do not worry, we are going to actually see in the chessboard of how effectively it works. So we will do that in chess. I think what we have after that, e4, e5, then we'll have the pawn chasing the knight maybe. So e5, knight d5 shall happen next. The knight will be chased, is it not? Later, the knight can be chased one more time by playing the move c4, when the knight would move and probably go to b4. The actual move is knight b6, but let's say knight goes to b4, and there is a chance that white may make a blunder with the move knight e2, and finally knight d3 will be a checkmate. Guys, what say about that, huh? This is awesome. I really feel that, yeah, that will work. That will work fine, just fine. What say? That works, right? e4, knight f6, e5, knight b5, e4, knight c4, knight b4, knight e2, and then knight d3 will be checkmate. We have had some answers. Yatharth is putting it in the right order, and Yatharth, you are right. That is absolutely perfect. Meanwhile, people are also taking notes, and I repeat that this lecture, every lecture must benefit you, that you are attending it. Smothered mate is a checkmate, is typed in a checkmate, is a checkmate pattern where the king is surrounded by his own pieces. What I said, so own pieces, what was that? Okay, so Vibhuti is saying that she's from 7th D. That's the division. Although Chinmay says that, no, I'm not quite familiar. 7th D, I probably don't know her. Nonetheless, that's what it is. Even Harsh is doing some work. Harsh, brilliant. These are new students, the rising stars. By the way, remember, I call these juniors the rising stars. He says, when the king is surrounded with his own pieces, it's called smothered mate. Please remember this. Maybe towards the revision, we'll know. Itesh finally contributing today. Says e4, knight f6, e5, knight d5, c4, knight b4, and knight e2 will be checkmate 0-1. Fantastic, Itesh. We will need that same spirit for the remainder of our session. Now what we will do, guys, is let's go to our teaching room. And why are we going to the teaching room? Because now what we will do is we are going to see whether that really works or not. So let me just go ahead and make the moves for you, but this will be from the black's perspective. So let's have black pieces down here. So let's say e4 and knight f6, e5 attacking the knight, so knight d5. Notice how nice this is. Okay, this is what we exactly worked. And so let's continue with it. c4 attacking the knight one more time. So you got to do something about this knight. Normally, the knight would come to b6 square here. But let's say that the knight actually went to b4 square, because today's assignment is to complete that particular assignment. And you should not be surprised that there are almost grandmaster level games even with knight b4. And I need seniors also to comment on that. I need it. Chinmay also agrees that that's the right move. You can see in the chat scroller here. I repeat, just look at that. In Lee chess, even with the move knight b4, that's a big surprise for me also. And that's quite high rating there. That is very high. By the way, Vibhuti, Chinmay says that he's from 6th B. So he is even younger to you by a year. He's from 6th B, but the school is the same. Rupak apologizes. He's late for the lecture. Very bad. There was no net, he says. All right, some network issue. What can you do to that? But then, as far as possible, see to it that things are, okay and all set at least for 6 o'clock. Between 6 and 7, that's your learning time. Yatharth says this is b02 Alekhine defense and the pawn attack. But I was surprised. Viyang should comment on that. I was surprised knight b4, and there are almost grandmaster level games here. And that is tough. That's really nice. I didn't know that. Let's continue this. And here we have the blunder knight e2. And now the move knight checkmate. That's just brilliant. That works, right? That works. That absolutely works. All right, time now, I think, to go to the next one. And now I will need more support from the seniors, probably. Let me just get myself off that particular slide. Yeah. Now what? Okay, so this is for 8 moves or 7 moves. I think 7 moves, guys. Is 7 moves here? Yeah, 7 moves here. Let's see. Can we have a stopwatch? I always love it when we have a stopwatch. Not a minute. We'll increase the time a little bit more. 1 minute is too less. Let's reset the time to about 2 minutes. And let's pull that to the bottom of the screen. Alright, guys. 2 minutes now. Try to figure out and tell me. Let me know in the chat if you've calculated a few things. What can be the right thing here? How does the game proceed in a way that this becomes the final position in just 7 moves? Guys, let's count it. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You bet. 7. 7 moves and you will have this position on the board. I bet you want to finish one of your opponents in this fashion. How nice it would be. A minute more, guys. The countdown. The clock's ticking. Arrange these 7 moves to give me a beautiful checkmate here. 7 moves checkmate. The last move clearly is knight d5 checkmate 1-0. I told you I'll help you. Can I help you with that last move there? Let me help you with the last move there. Knight d5 checkmate. Hey, I help you. Surely. So let's see. What's up? E5. I think that's e4, e5. Yeah, e4, e5 could probably be the first move. E4, e5. That's right. E4, e5. Let's just zoom out so that I can manage the board, and again I can pull myself in as in the webcam, and also invite some chat. So almost time up. 3, 2, and 1. By the way, people are saying that knight b4 is again, Hitesh is saying it's tough. It's not tough. 7 moves are tough. 7 moves are not tough. Chinmay says that for that last game, knight b4, it was a big surprise. So even for him, that was a big surprise. Yes, it is e4, e5. And I have made that correction here. It cannot be e5, e5. Surely, e4, e5. So let's see, guys. Nobody with the right answer so far. Now only 5 more moves to match that. E4, e5, what out of the remaining 5 moves you think should be the logical next move? That should not be that tough. Hitesh, I'm surprised. A student of your caliber finds even 7 moves very tough to meet. E4, e5, what do you think can be the next sequence here? And that's quite easy to see. I'll give you the starter here again. Okay. So I'm going to say that if this is the case where e4, e5 is the move, the next move in all probability could be knight f3, d6. How about that? That was easy to see, Hitesh. I bet that was easy to see. Chinmay meanwhile has worked something for us. e4, e5, knight f3, d6. There you go. It's calculated that. Then he's thinking maybe knight to c3 and h6. Whenever you play knight f3 and d6, it's the Philidor defense. I repeat, it is the Philidor defense, and bishop c4 is normally the thing that you play. So that should be an easy thing to remember from the next time. So knight f3 and you defend it by d6, and bishop c4 comes out as the next move. Immediately you have the bishop pinning the knight, bishop g4. Then what Chinmay is saying is right. Knight c3 and h6 in order to stop knight g5 maybe. Later on, bishop, knight e5. Oh yeah, we will take that pawn. That would be a big surprise. And finally, we'll go for that bishop takes f7 check. And we will actually be able to checkmate. Now Hitesh has some idea. e4, e5. Says knight f3, knight c3. Well, knight f3, knight c3. How can that be the case? The entire one line is one move for white and black, Hitesh. So how can it be knight f3, knight c3? I think I made a blunder there. How can it be knight f3, knight c3? It has to be knight f3 and d6. Every line is one move for white and black. Let's quickly go ahead and check it. Yatharth meanwhile has put everything together. He says e4, e5. So Hitesh, watch the answer of Yatharth. Yatharth says e4, e5, knight f3, d6, bishop c4, bishop g4. Then he says knight c3, h6. Then knight takes e5, bishop takes d1, bishop takes f7 check, king e7, knight d5 checkmate. I think he's lined it up perfectly. The best answer. Let's go to the leeches and find out if whatever we have here is right. Okay, let's go back. This is checkmate by white. So let's flip the board. Vibhuti, now go ahead and enjoy. Don't worry about what the others were doing. For you, it is just your day 1. Watch this game and enjoy. Same to Harsh, Khoth and Abir as well. Okay, e4. White opens the game with e4. Black plays e5. That's pretty much standard. Something that Vibhuti, Harsh, Khoth, Abir and all the newcomers, they would know. e4, e5. It's pretty standard here. Nothing ultra special. After that, it would be knight to f3. Hitesh, now imagine you were saying that this is tough. You had no answer. That's so bad. Knight f3 in order to attack the pawn, and then you have d6 played to defend that pawn on e5. Whenever this happens, this is the Philidor defense. I repeat, if this happens, this is called the Philidor defense. Please remember that. Somebody, some senior can type that. Philidor defense. Some senior, if he knows the spelling, just do that. Chinmay, whenever this is the position, bishop c4 is always the move. Just remember that. Now what black did here was bishop g4. I told you, remember, if you recollect me telling you that he's pinning the knight. So now if white moves a knight, black is going to take the queen on d1, which in the game we actually want black to do. Because we will be setting a trap for black, isn't it? Let's continue. So we have knight to c3. Believe me, there are games played at the highest level. You can see here at this corner, if you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. See here? Okay. Yeah. Guys, let me use some tool to just check if, if you are able to actually use a tool. No, I cannot highlight it here. It's okay. Anyway, nonetheless, so bishop g4 and now knight c3 and h6. I told you that is to stop this particular knight g5 move because white is worried about the attack on f7. But now starts the main thing. Knight takes e5. Vibhuti, listen to this. Abir, listen to this. Harsh Khot, listen to this. Hitesh, watch this. This was something that you probably found tough. And now, yes, Yacharth is also typing. C41 is the eco, and that's the Philidor defense. Even the moderator is doing a fantastic job. Rayansh also saying Philidor defense. Hitesh says, finally, I gave the answer. That's correct. So just remember that. And by the way, I will say it one more time that one line represents one move for white and black. Next time onwards, remember that. And now, of course, what will black do? Black was very happy. Black thought, hey, I'm getting the queen here. Vibhuti, watch this. It's a queen sacrifice. Bravo. What a sacrifice. We lost the queen, but we are going to checkmate now. Watch this. Bishop takes f7. Checkmate. Now, remember that the bishop cannot be taken because this is support. Knight's there. Remember, knight went to e5 to take that pawn. So the king really cannot take this bishop. That's not possible. So the bishop is supported. The knight's also stopping the king from going to e7. The only move black has is to come to e7. And then knight d5 is a splendid checkmate. I love this. Look at that. What is the black king going to do? Can't take the bishop, as I said. Can't go here because of the bishop. Can't go on d7 because of the knight. Earlier also couldn't go there. There's check already by the knight in d5. Can't go back on e8 because of the bishop. Can't go on f6 because of the knight here. That's a super checkmate. Some comments. I'm waiting for some comments. What a checkmate this is. So this is absolutely brilliant. 7 moves and we were able to achieve this. Slowly but steadily, now people will start getting the idea of how easy it is. One line represents move by white and black. So it cannot be white move one from one line and one from the other line. So one line shows the entire first move, second move, third move, or something like that. Accordingly, you can arrange it. Let's look at this game one more time because it's such a wonderful game before we go to the next one. E4, not this one. E4, E5, knight to F3 and D6. Everybody, if you remember, did mention that this is the Philidor defense. Pooja ma'am has liked it absolutely. Okay, 100%. And by the way, we can According to Pooja ma'am, this position is super. Mohit is saying this is so nice that we can actually put this in the study games. Guys, mention the chats, okay? If you want to also react, but of course, only relevant chats will be highlighted. Something that is off the topic, not understood. But yes, I can include this in the study game. Mohit is right. Please remember, Philidor defense, bishop c4. Chinmay, remember that, bishop c4. And then bishop g4 to pin the knight. What is the meaning of pin? If the knight moves, bishop will take the queen. And we were ready to do that. And we took the pawn. Black was very happy. Black said, hey, I got the queen. But bishop takes f7 is check. Knight is king e7 is forced, and knight d5 is just checkmate. This is fantastic. So gotta love such positions. That's why. Okay, it's just so lovely. Chinmay says, amazing mate. Chinmay has also understood now that in the Philidor defense, you play bishop c4 as the next move. This is just absolutely splendid. Please allow me to go to the whiteboard. We are now going to get the webcam switched off, highlighter switched off, so that I can actually zoom it back, adjust my whiteboard, and then I will probably go to the next one. This is game number 7, and again, everybody, especially Itesh, watching this, Itesh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves. Guys, only 6 moves. Last game was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Only 6 moves. Only 6 moves, and you can finish this one. This is also fantastic for you. In fact, the last one had 7. So this one is only 6. Let me start your countdown timer. Come on, guys. Only 6 moves. Can we find a checkmate here? That's the position, okay? Remember, we just studied today what is smothered mate. Even Harsh Koth typed that definition. A new student for us, but he's learning. Mohit, this time I want super answer from you. You have a minute and 30 seconds. What's going to happen here? So, knight d6. How did that knight get there? By the way, time to help you. Maybe starting, some just basic blocks. We all know that this would probably be the last move. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Knight d6 checkmate is the last move. I've done that part for you. Come on now. What do you think is the starting move? The start move should be easy, right? No doubt about it. Just come on. I mean, the start move has to be e4, c5. There you go. Only 5 more moves to put now. Mohit, are we going to do something here today? 45 more seconds. Come on, do it. Enjoy this activity. It will definitely help you propel yourself further, and you will do well. How will we get this beautiful checkmate in just 5 moves? e4, c5. Remember, it is c5, so it's Sicilian. Chinmay probably could answer this better. So I'm going to help you with the next move as well. It is d4. C takes d4. That will happen next. And the time is up. Yep, the time is up, guys. Time up. It's time up. But we have some answers. Ayush, don't be late. I don't like that. That hello makes no sense. You are late. Don't be late. I don't like it, because then you miss out on all the knowledge. We start on time. Spare this hour for us. 1 hour, dude. But that's knowledge. Just don't miss it. I'm serious about this. Waiting for some answers, guys. Is it so tough? Arya Mahakar, I am so happy finally to get some inputs from you. Arya Mahakar says E5, C5. I think it is E5. Oh yeah, I did that again. So it's E4, C5. Oh no, it's not E4. It's E4, C5. Yeah, Mahakar, I'll take that. And by the way, that means that it has to be E4, C5. So his answer is correct. Let's continue. d4, c takes d4. Then you have knight f3. Nah, is it? Yeah, that can be the case. After c takes d4, knight f3, knight c6. Yeah, that can work. Then you have knight takes d4, e5, knight takes d4, e5 and knight d6 checkmate. That can work. That can work. Guys, what do you say? This can actually work. And Mohit, I'm very sorry to say, but you are not typing the answer at all. It's very sad. You should go about typing the answer. And finally, Mohit says e4, e5, d4, e takes d. It's not e4, e5. It is e4, c5. That's for sure, right? Yeah. Chinmay again says it should be e4, c5, d4, c takes d4. So agrees with Arya Mahakal completely. But I think Arya, the fifth move, knight f5, knight ge7 was important. And then you have knight d6 mate. Senior students pitching in e4, c5, d4, c takes d4. Vyang with the right answer. Spot on there. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And let's see if that works. Let's put that. So knight f3, knight c6. Knight c6, yeah. Then you have knight takes d4, e5 to attack the knight. Then we have knight f5, knight ge7, and finally the checkmate. Guys, as usual, we are going to now go to our Leeches app and then find out if that is indeed the right answer. I am so happy that even Rupa Gokhale actually typed that out and he thinks that it's a cool mate. Imagine these are quick checkmates. So you can also try them on your opponent, even Yatharth with the right answer. That's just brilliant, guys. Super participation. Let's watch it happen live and let's actually do this in Leeches. So let's go to our teaching room. This is not the game. This was the last game. And if you have read in the chats, Vihang, our senior student, was right that this is called the Legal's Mate. This is also called the Fisher's Mate because Bobby Fischer did it a lot of time, but Legal's Mate is, of course, the right name. Alternatively, you can call it Fisher's Mate because he did that a lot. Many of his games. That was a trend. He always looked for this. So let's continue. E4, C5. Somebody in the seniors can type it. This is the Sicilian defense. So E4, C5. Then you play D4 and then pawn took. Okay, so we now know what it is. The pawn taking the pawn. It's an exchange. Knight to f3. So now we can clearly see the knight and queen both attacking the pawn. Queen could have taken the pawn, but white wants to go for developing a lot of pieces. Knight c6 happened next. But anyway, white will take the pawn. Guys, for juniors, it's important to remember it's attacked twice and defended once. Just go about counting it this way. What did I just say? What is the thing for you to learn? Attacked twice, defended once. Look at the red arrows. Learn this, rising stars, learn this, okay? Attacked twice, defended once. As a junior, if you're learning chess, if you want to make a quick decision, should I take there? Well, just look at the number of times it's attacked and defended. Also, what piece is attacking and defending matters. I mean, if you don't want to lose the queen in the process for a minor piece. So here the knight and the queen are attacking the d4 pawn, knight on c6. You only want to defend that. And yeah, so we have that. Now we will go ahead and see what happens. So knight took the pawn. What happens next? Knight takes d4 and e5 is played by black. Obvious reason. Attack on the knight. Now we must do something about that knight. There's no doubt about that. And so what are we going to do in the game? Like Yatharth is typed correctly. After knight takes d4, e5 attacking the knight, knight f5. So the knight actually goes to f5 square. And now comes the critical blunder, knight ge7. Here is the important thing again, something to learn. Why knight ge7? Why is it not okay to just say knight e7? Why knight ge7? Why? Because both the knights can come on that square e7. That is why it is right to say knight that was on the g file. By the way, Vibhuti, if you would see very closely, you would have the letters down there. You would have the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and also the numbers from 1 to 8. They show the ranks and the letters show the files. That's why knight ge7 is the way to write it. Otherwise, how would we know which knight came there? Knight ge7. And finally, look at this. And I can never ever forget this because this was one of my tournament games. I actually have been able to checkmate my opponent like this. Of course, way back. Very important. And Mohit says that B20 is a Sicilian defense game here. That's what it is. And both the knights, yeah, Jay, the moderator, is right. Both the knights can come on G7. No, not G7. I think it's E7. It's very important. It's the Smith-Mora gambit. Of course, but that was not accepted because after the D4 move, White normally goes for C3 if he has to play the Smith-Mora gambit. So with the Smith-Mora gambit, after this move, after pawn takes the pawn, White normally plays C3 in a bit to give this pawn and then knight takes. That would be the proper Smith-Mora. So here White played safe, ensuring that he takes the pawn. Normally, E5 is a bad idea. That will fall anyway. I don't know. Sure. I doubt if you should take it immediately. This Queen G5, some lines. Okay, anyway. Nonetheless, it was good. Time to go to the next one. Allow me to go to the next one, please. Yeah. I think we are now going to go to the game number 8. We're doing a good job. Very good job. Game 8. And this one will be tough. You will need support from the seniors. What say? And I'm sure the seniors will be happy to help. White is going to win here. But how? Guys, this is huge. Let's start the countdown timer. 2 minutes, or maybe not now immediately. Let's wait for some more time. This is tough. I agree. Now if Hitesh says this is tough, I will completely agree. Before you tell me, let me just correct myself here. I think this is again E4, E5. So do you think that that would be the right move here? I'm going to tell you that that's the first move. I promised you I'm going to help you. So E4, C5 is the first move. And I'm not going to lie to you. Knight C7 checkmate is the last move. Good start. Good start, guys. This is a good start. So now we know the start. Now we know the end. I just told you something. If it's the E4, C5, I just told you, same like in this game. Hitesh, now you would know how to build this game, okay? E4, C5, now we played D4, if you remember what we studied. And somebody was talking about this particular opening, the Smith-Mora. Well, now you would have it C3 and D takes C3. Sure. And then finally knight takes C3 and D6. Excellent. We're building it quite nicely here. And now I am going to bring myself, let me adjust the whiteboard. Let me bring the chats. Let me bring myself. And let me now start the stopwatch. You have 2 minutes to do this, guys. So yeah, Rupak Gokhale does say the game is so big, but now come on. We did the 7 moves, right? And I have now given you 5 moves. I've given you move number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last move. So I've given you 5 moves. Now I've made your task a little easier. Come on now. A little easier. I've given you 5 moves. So now you just have to sort of do the fill in the blank. Hitesh, you can continue from here. That mate is damn interesting. And this happens a lot with me because I play the Smith-Mora against the Sicilian a lot. This is a very common mate that happens, you know. against unsuspecting opponents. What say? A minute more. What can be done here? Fill in the blanks. 5 moves are done. You know, knight c7 is checkmate now. Let's try to build the moves. What happens then after d6? Seniors, come on. If you can visualize, I told you seniors can help you. Another half a minute maybe. Mohit the stride, I like that. Mohit the stride. It says e4, c5, d4. Yeah, sure. So it's gone past the 5th move. It's not even type 5. Okay. Bishop c4, knight c6. I like that. I like that. And I'm going to tell you that that is the next move. You know what? I'm going to do that. That is the next move, Mohit. Bishop c4, knight c6 is the next move. Congratulations. Very, very well done. So now what? What's next? Bishop c4, knight c6. What can be done now? Seniors, in a mood to help? Yeah. The time is up. I'll wait only for a few more seconds maybe. If one of the seniors wants to try. Chinmay, I'm particularly looking at some answer from you. Mohit has improved more on his answer. He thinks e5, d takes e5 is the answer. Rayansh also has built up the answer. So what's about the continuation here? I think bishop c4, I'll take that. Now, what after this? I think e5. Yes. You always look to push the e5 pawn. You can do that. e5 pawn is to be pushed. After e5, then d takes e5, then queen takes d8 and king takes d8. Black loses castle rights. After that, we play bishop e3, preparing for the long castling. So black plays king e8. And then we try knight b5 just to create the knight c7 for, if the seniors are getting some idea about this. Okay. Chinmay has some ideas, as that's the way it looks like. Then you would nonetheless, even after rook b8, you would actually go ahead and play knight to f3. What happens with the move knight to f3? What happens? Chinmay says that knight f3 move should come first after bishop c4 move. Let's do that. So instead of this bishop c4 move, which comes later, let's push these moves one by one, because all this is logical. There's no doubt about this build-up. We are going to do this in Lichess, guys. Don't you worry about that. We'll see how this game goes. After this move, bishop to c4, e5, d5. It's logical. Let's push this knight f3, knight f6 here. Yeah. Now it's pretty clear. With castle nonetheless, this is long castling and a6. Looks like we have the answer, guys. Yeah, 100%. I think Chinmay did that. That's magnificent. Brilliant. Chinmay, if this turns out right, fabulous, because this was big. Let's go immediately to our Lichess and find out for ourselves if this is what is right. Okay. Let's go ahead, open the Lichess app, go to the teaching room. Let's try this. So we have e4, c5, d4. Oh, sorry, not there. And then finally the Smith-Morra is coming live. Knight takes c3 it is. And after knight takes c3, it's d5, sorry, d6 and bishop c4. Then we have knight c6, knight f3, knight f6. After this, we have the e5 push. D takes e5. First, the queen takes. And now the king took, because if the knight would have taken the pawn, then our knight would have won the pawn on e5. So the king took there. Okay. And we play the move bishop e3, threatening long castling check. So black played king e8. Then we played knight b5. The threat is knight c7 check, and we will win the rook. Watch this threat, guys. I'm not sure you understand this threat, but watch this threat. This is awesome. Okay. Everybody can answer. No need to ask me in the chat if I can answer. Everybody can answer. Everybody can answer. From the next position, everybody, of course, remember that. No need to ask me. You can answer. So knight b5, knight c7 check is a fork. In order to stop that, black played rook b8. Well, white castled anyway. a6, checkmate. That is super. That's exactly the position we have. Yeah, but by the way, there was a6 played there, right? Yeah, a6. a6 should have been played. Or I didn't play. I played h6. Did I play h6 there? Yeah, after long castle, it was a6 to scare the knight. Yeah, a6 and knight checkmate. That's exactly the position that you would see. Yep, the exact same position. Chinmay deserves really a big applause for that. That is magnificent. Chinmay, too good. Too good, Chinmay, too good. You deserve an applause for this. 100%. Yeah. Let's go to the next position immediately. Without further ado, I'll get myself off the webcam. Let's go to the next position. By the way, Vibhuti, Harsh, again, don't worry if these big games are tough for you to understand. It's your first day. Okay, something easier now. Something easier. Guys, come on, let's do this. Let me quickly zoom out. Let me adjust the whiteboard. Let me bring the chat. Let me bring myself. Let me start the countdown timer. You have 2 minutes, guys. Mohit, the last one you did it full. Magnificent. Arya Mahakal says, whoa, to Chinmay. Now focus on this one and everybody can answer. Everybody can answer. Now this one will be easy and enjoy this. How many moves do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 moves. Hey, come on. This should be very easy. Damn easy, guys. From now, I think you definitely know that the last move, let me help you with the last move. Of course, it's knight d6 checkmate that you see. An example of smothered mate. So, I'm going to tell you that e4 c6 is the first move, the Caro-Kann. This is the Caro-Kann defense. If we play e4 c6, so what's it, guys? Another 50 odd seconds. Pooja ma'am thinks that it is a d4 or d5. That's not the first move. Pooja ma'am, try again. Mohit has the answer this time. Whoa. e4 c5. c5 was not even the option. Mohit typed correctly. I think it is c6 that you want, but d4 or d5, knight c3, d takes e4. I think he is right. Except for the typo, I think he's right. D4 or d5, definitely the next move. Knight to c3, knight takes d takes e4. Build it up, guys. 10 more seconds. Mohit improvising more. The time is up. All right, guys, the time's up. Time for me to show you d knight c3, d takes e4. Then you have knight takes e4, knight d7, queen e2, black played knight gf6, and knight d6 is checkmate. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and see that very quickly. Chinmay has the answer. Let's go ahead and see that in our teaching room. So let's go ahead. e4 and c6, d4 and d5. This is the Caro-Kann defense. Somebody can type that in the chat with a spelling. Knight c3, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. What did you have after that? After knight takes pawn, knight d7. Then you had queen e2. Now knight g to f6 because both the knights could have come here. So knight g f6. And now knight d6 is just checkmate. Look at this pawn again pinned by the queen here. Notice that. This mate is called smothered checkmate. We've talked about it. Guys, one more thing I want to talk about. In the last game, 0 dash 0 dash 0. There were 3 zeros, okay? In the last game, 0 dash 0 dash 0. That was long castling. 0 dash 0 shows short castling. Remember that? 0 dash 0 shows short castling. 0 dash 0 dash 0 shows long castling. Also, repeatedly what you see here, 1 dash 0 is white wins. 1 dash 0 in the bracket. You see the last move there? 1 dash 0 is white wins and 0 dash 1 is black wins and half dash half is a draw. Please remember those things. Allow me to zoom the board again so that I can be ready for the next one. Let's go to game number 10. As a starter, I'm going to tell you how this game begins. This begins with e4, knight to c6. d4 and e5. Yeah, I like that. Then d5, knight e7. I'm going to give you one more move, which is the last move. Checkmate by a pawn. Checkmate by a pawn. So guys, okay, now you have got these many moves to work with. What happens then? f4, d6. Does that work? Should work. By the way, let me zoom out and adjust the board. Yeah, then you can have the chat. People are doing a good thing. People are mentioning in the chat. Ayush is doing it. Short castle symbol, long castle symbol. And yeah, hello to our new viewers. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. Jay has mentioned that 0-0 is for short castling. Also, the 1-0 means white wins. 0-1 is black wins. Sure. Welcome to our channel, and if you keep learning, surely you will become a pro player. Why not? It's all about the willpower. If you really are serious about it, you will do it. Let's have some answers, guys. Let's have some answers. So what's up next? I think now after this, what you have after f4, d6, Mohit says e4, knight c6, and after that be knight f3 and bishop g4. I like that idea. I'm going to put that. Why not? I like that idea. But what after that? Let's do it quickly. Chinmay says, I only got till move number 5 or something. What's going to happen after that, guys? Knight c3, knight g6 maybe? Kavisha some answer. Knight c3, knight g6 he thinks is the next move. Okay. The knight on e7 could go there, of course. What's next? Pawn on c6. D takes c6. Okay. But that will happen after the check. So bishop g4 has to happen. I think bishop g4 happens later. Yeah, this should happen. I think bishop g4 happens later. And after bishop g4, we have bishop b5 check. That's logical. Let's build up the sequence, guys. Let's build up the sequence. The king would have moved to e6 finally. And that's why you see the f5 checkmate. That must have happened. Surely, right? Yeah, that must have happened. Now what? Bishop e5 check, d takes c6, bishop takes d1, must have taken the queen. C takes b7 would have been a check. That's why the king came to e7. So somehow we have missed that h3 move. Where does that go? I think this is very logical. This is very logical. This one comes here, which is logical. The bishop g4 move comes as a very logical move. After bishop g4, then we'll scare the bishop by h3. I think we have slaughtered that. Guys, believe me, this is as much blindfold for me as for you. Believe me, totally, 100% sincerely. Let's see, guys. Let's see if you get this. Now let us go to Leeches and find out if whatever it is that we think is the answer is indeed the right answer. Let's go to our teaching room. Okay, so we have e4, knight to f6, then d4 and e5, pawn push, the knight goes back. We had that, the knight goes back, right? Then I think what we did after that is f4, we attacked the pawn, to which black defended with d6, knight c3 and knight g6. Then you have knight to f3 and knight to f3 and bishop g4. That works logically. h3, bishop takes. Watch that. That's excellent. Then you have this bishop check, c6 block, and pawn took the pawn, and black is very happy. Hey, I got the queen. I got the queen. But c takes b7 is a discovered check, king e7. Then you have check, king e7. Got it. That's exactly what must have happened. Did anybody get that? Guys, this was tough. The toughest that we did today. Have we recreated that position perfectly? Time to go ahead and check. Perfect. That's just perfect. Yeah? Tough for me even. What say? Tough for me even. Let me just go to the next position, guys. Let me zoom this as well. Adjust the board. What's about this position? Let's do it. You want to do things quickly because there are 4 questions as revision questions. I want to do the revision today. How can we get to this position? Time for me to help you with initial moves. It's a Caro-Kann again. The last move will be the checkmate with queen b3. If it is the Caro-Kann, what happens? Knight c3 d5 can happen? Surely, right? If it's the Caro-Kann, the one which was played just before this was tricky, and Abir says, wow, that was simply amazing. Let's go ahead and see this one. So e4, c6, that's the first move. Knight c3, d5, looks like that could be the move. Yeah, that's definitely got to be the move. Then we can have d4 and knight e4. I'm helping you build the game here. King must have taken the f7. That's why it must have been a checkmate. Surely. Now what happens after this move? D takes e4. What happens after that? Maybe knight takes e4, knight f6 happens then? The pawn will take back, right? The pawn will take back. Why not? Now what? Do you think knight takes f6 and E takes f6 happens. And later, what do we have? We can go for the bishop move maybe. Bishop c4, bishop e7. We can go for that. Then we can go for knight e2 and g2. Or rather g6 is it? Oh, sorry, g6, not g2. Then we can have queen h5, threatening mate. But how can we do queen h5? Wait a second. I think queen h5 happens first. Yes. Queen h5 castling happens first. Then you go for the move knight e2 and g6, attacking the queen. Now where does the queen go? Obviously the queen is attacked, so queen f3. And what black plays is knight d7. Now it is easy. Bishop h6, attacking the rook. Got it. Absolutely got it. So basically this is how the game build-up was. Tricky. The rook moves. Sacrifice. Queen b3 is just checkmate. Now this is one of those checkmate moves that doesn't look like a checkmate, but it is. It doesn't look like a checkmate, but it is. I mean, this is just amazing. Just super. Definitely I will include this game in a study game. 100%. 100%. I built up the entire game. It was a tough one. Let me go to the next one immediately. Again, let me zoom out. Adjust the board for you. Let's take game number 12 as homework. I have an interesting idea. Let's take game number 12 as homework. Please take a screenshot of this. I repeat, we want to do the revision. I'm not stopping until we do the revision. So take this game number 12 and even game number 13 as homework. Send the answers on WhatsApp. Take the screenshot. I'm going to wait only for a few more seconds. Game 12 and game 13 are your homework. Let's do that. If you have taken the screenshot, I'll move to the next one. Jay, you're the moderator. Maybe you should take a screenshot, share it on the group later. Yes, I agree. There's some tough games. But that's why I take it as homework. We want to revise today. We had agreed that we'll do some revision before we stop today. So Jay, please take a screenshot. Game number 12. That's your homework. Let's go to the next one. Game number 13. Again, homework, as I said, tough ones. But that means when you are doing it as homework, you'll have that much of time at hand. This is also to be done as homework. Take a screenshot. Game number 12, game number 13. Take a screenshot of this as well. Or the other idea is, yes, the stream is there on YouTube anyway. So why don't you just go ahead and rewind it? Let's quickly go to the last one then. You can take this one also as homework. 3 homework positions because we want to do the revision. We want to do the revision, no doubt about that. This is also for homework. 3 positions for homework. Well, is this the day when I've given you the most homework? I should start giving you some serious homework. That's it. Let's quickly start with the revision. And now you have to do this one by one. Type the answers quickly in the chat. Quickly type the answers in the chat. This one should be enjoyable. What's the answer here? What does 1-0 tell us? And now I want Vibhuti, Harsh Kotal to participate. This one is not tough because this is what we just learned from this lecture. There are 4 questions. This is the first question. Let's do that fast. I'm sure you know the answer now. Let's type it. Let's have the first correct answer here. 1-0. We have answers quickly coming in, and I'm impressed. I am mighty impressed. White won the game, white won the game, white won the game. I'm sure. What? Why is Pooja I'm saying 0-1? I'm asking you, what does 1-0 tell us? Is not even the option. Fantastic. Let's go to the next one. Guys, this one is interesting. Read it and answer. Ooh, that's nice. What is the correct symbol for short castling? Is it option 1, 2, 3, or 4? Correct answers for the last question also still coming in. That's perfect. That's brilliant. What's the answer for this one, guys? 2 more questions to go. Short questions. We'll then end the video. That's right. 0-0. That's right. Even Harsh is answering that. Arya is answering that. Ayush, that's right. Everyone with the right answer. Everyone with the right answer. That's just brilliant. Everybody's probably done that correctly. Let me do that myself. And that's the right answer. That is just brilliant. I created that as an interactive piece here for you guys. Hope you loved it. Next one. Which of the two is a smothered mate? Guys, which of the two is a smothered mate here? I'm sure you'll answer that correctly. So is it option A or option B? By the way, correct answer by Abir for the last one as well. Perfect. Brilliant. The people are saying A is smothered mate. Wrong answer. Abir is saying B. Harsh Khoth is saying B because we discussed this a lot. The king is surrounded by own pieces. And so all, correct answers there. Just brilliant. Yep. Correct answers all round. Moderator, correct answer. That's right. B is the correct answer. Last question. Match the following. Now for this one, this is the last question. Let's do that. Match the following. Let me just zoom out for one last time here. Match the following, guys. Match the following. And then we'll stop. So A and just type the answer, B and type the answer, C and type the answer. By the way, Jay, also please let me know if you have taken the screenshots so that people don't have to rewind and watch the entire video again. Let me know, Jay. Let me know. Answers coming in fast. Takes, captures is cross. By the way, for that last one, Vibhuti also answering correctly. Vibhuti, very good. Last time it was the option B. Very nice. Back to this one. Cross is for takes, captures. The plus sign is for check. And the hashtag for checkmate. Our Ant-Man is also answering this correctly. By the way, this is a very good idea of ending all the videos with a nice revision thing. Let me know, guys, if you like this. We should spare and not stop without taking the revision. What it is that we learned from today's video. So this is very important. What did you learn from today's session? All these things. So we now know cross is takes or captures. The second one is to check, and the last one is for checkmate. So Jay has said yes, sir. So Jay, please share the screenshot on our channel. Time to stop for now. It was a wonderful, wonderful session. We overshot by 4 minutes, but that's nominal and that's okay because we tried to. Had we not done the revision, I would have just stopped at 7 with 3 positions as homework. Great. The session was awesome. Enjoyed bringing it to you. We will now meet on Tuesday, and on Monday we will have a tournament. So the new guys, the new students, don't worry about what to do on Monday. Join me on Tuesday. For the others, those who are there on the WhatsApp group will know what to do on Monday. We'll stop for now. Take care. Send in your bye messages, guys. Thank you so much. Sagar says it was indeed an enjoyable lecture. And he says that, here Kavish also saying it's very nice. The revision especially. Jay says, I've already shared this on the group. Well, that was absolutely super. Good day, says our Sunny Leone Jr. And everybody likes that idea of revision. So we should have some questions. I'll create more questions. Pooja ma'am is saying thanks to Jay. Sure, we'll think about the Swiss tournament or maybe a arena tournament. We'll do that. And again, Vibhuti is also saying enjoyed it a lot. She also learned a lot. She will be with us on